under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Please stay standing for a moment of silence.
Good morning, Cavs. Today is Thursday, March 14th, 2024. I'm Christian Wages. On today's show, we feature a new segment called Roundtable Talks that promotes open discussion about things going on in school and our community. But before we can get into that, let's take a look at these announcements. All right. The Media Center would like to help you boost your vocabulary power by sharing an ACT vocabulary word of the day. Today's word of the day is pluviophile, which means someone who loves rain. For example, my sister is a real pluviophile. She enjoys the weather in the rainy season. Attention Cavs, our spring blood drive is on Thursday, March 21st from 8 a.m. until 2:30 p.m. If you are 16 or older, you can sign up to donate and save a life. Sign up using the QR code or go to redcrossblood.org and search for the RNHS blood drive. If you are 16, you will need to pick up a parental consent form from Mrs. Flellen's room, S102. Remember to eat well, hydrate, and bring your ID on the day of the drive. If you have any questions, email Mrs. Flellen at dcisneros@richland2.org. The National Honor Society is collecting donations during the month of March for Power and Changing the Midlands Diaper Bank. Items to be donated include feminine hygiene products, diapers and diaper products, baby clothes, and prenatal vitamins. You can drop off donations in room S104. Please see Mrs. Krieger if you have any questions. Purchase your tickets now for the first annual Cavalier Classic Clash of the Classes scholarship fundraiser basketball game in memory of our fallen Cavaliers. Which grade level will reign supreme? All proceeds will go to the scholarship fund for members of the senior class. Tickets are $5 and can be purchased in student activities. The City of Columbia is offering paid summer internships. Students must be a high school junior or senior student, currently enrolled in the CTE programs, and in good academic and attendance standing to participate in the Premier to Careers internship program. The City of Columbia departments include Public Works, Animal Services, Forestry and Beautification, Street Maintenance, Division, Solid Waste and Recycling, Traffic Engineering, Community Development, Public Relations, Information, Technology, Engineering, and Fleet Services. The application link is now active and will remain active until March 29th. On Tuesday's show, we had some students on to talk about Ramadan. Let's learn a little more about this holiday by taking a look at this animation.
Ramadan is the 9th month in the Islamic calendar and is a time of worship and fasting for the people who partake. The month begins and ends with the appearance of the crescent moon in the sky. The Night of Power occurs during this month and is celebrated as the night that God revealed the Quran to the Prophet Muhammad. The entire period of Ramadan is a period of introspection, communal prayer in the mosque, and reading of the Quran.
Remember, Ramadan lasts all the way until April 9th, so you have plenty of time to explore its traditions and festivities. Now we're going to head over to Annabelle Jones live in the studio for Roundtable Talks.
Good morning, Cavs. I'm Annabelle Jones and the host of Roundtable Talks, a new segment here on the show where we get a group of your peers together to talk about topics you submitted. Today we're talking about communication, and we have Alex Washington, our student body secretary, and Kylie Wagner, our yearbook's own head editor, two people very versed in communication to have this conversation with us. So, recently, Richland Northeast hosted a town hall. This was an opportunity for students to get together and talk about issues and problems they wanted solved around the school. What do you think the importance of conversations like this and communication in our school is? And what do you think the importance of hearing and receiving and appreciating student voices is?
Yeah, no, it's definitely very important because as students, we are the ones who get the first-hand account of everything that's going on within the school, you know, outside of the school with like activities and whatnot. And we are really the ones who have to speak out about what's going on, because if we don't, no one really is. So if we are able to speak about these events, then we are able to get our voices heard. We're able to, you know, get it up to higher people who maybe can, you know, do something about what's going on.
And piggybacking off of Kylie, yes, students, we see everything firsthand, so it'll be great to give feedback towards admin. As we saw in City Hall. We were able to give feedback and give our opinions on certain topics, and admin were able to intake that and be able to consider it and probably do something about it.
So you think that student voices are important, especially if students are willing to speak out. What would you say to students who are maybe afraid to speak out, or what do you think, is there a barrier between students speaking out and admin hearing them? Like, how do we break that down?
I think communication obviously is like the main thing, and trying to build up that sort of confidence and relationship between student and admin, because sometimes there is that relationship, but I think if we build it up more, there's going to be more of that connection where we can actually, you know, start doing things more so.
So what do you think that the school does well when communicating with students and families via resources like Student Square or Parent Square, and a myriad of other resources? And how do you think they could improve? Like, what areas do you think that communication between students and families and maybe the school is lacking? Like, how do we, you know, make that bridge?
I feel as though that communication right now is not bad whatsoever. We get information from Parent Square, Student Square, especially in terms of like secure holds or things that's going around in our community. Yeah, there could be some sort of like lag or delay to get the information out, but I feel as though that's because we're trying to get the proper information out. So I feel as communication towards students, parent, and staff is very good at the moment.
So speaking off of that, you said that we're trying to get the correct information out. Do you think that there's a spread of like misinformation in the media, and how do we combat that as a school, or especially students?
So I do believe that there can be a spread of misinformation in the media, especially in the terms of students. I feel as though admin that doesn't happen, since most things get proofread and verified. But it's more of like communication between students, miscommunication between students going across the school. That's like our main problem of like misinformation that's going throughout. So it's not more or less through social media, but it's more or less through person to person.
I agree with that, because sometimes with like rumors and whatnot, we don't know what to believe in, so we just kind of like go off of what someone else has said, and you know, it's not as credible as what an admin might say, because they, like Alex said, they get the proof for the certain, you know, topics and whatnot.
And how can students like see misinformation for what it is and know, like, when their peers are talking to them, that maybe that's not the most reliable source? What are some of the telltale signs you guys have seen?
I think definitely like in social media, a lot of the times, what people they'll like just say with how they write stuff, you can kind of tell, like, oh, maybe that's not right. Or like through like photos and stuff, you can also kind of see little signs, and you can pretty much just tell from that the little misinformations. Yeah, go ahead.
And also do your research before you say anything. Like, research is the back end everything, and just like answering a question with no prior knowledge to said question could just end up as the question having no meaning, or just could fall off immediately, since other people can know the information and you don't when you ask the question.
It's okay.
Go ahead.
To go back to what the first question was, how they can sort of improve. I definitely think spotlighting students a lot more in student activities on social media, because majority of the time they're spotlighted on emails, which most of the time is not seen because personally I don't check my email a lot. So we can definitely spotlight it more on social media, because that can get more views and it can spread more, and it will definitely be a lot easier to handle than just, emailing and barely anyone seeing it. So yeah.
So it sounds like you guys think that social media could be used more positively instead of used to spread misinformation. Is there anything else you'd like to add about that?
Yes, our student government page. We document a lot of positive things going on within our school. That's usually like one of our students' main source to get information in school, maybe even outside of school. So our student government page, that really documents most of the, well, I wouldn't say most, but like all of the good at RNE that happens.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Like a lot of the school sort of social media, like the RNE Saber, the Cavplex one, the student government, I think those are a lot more credible in terms of social media, because they know the firsthand account and they are able to get that information out quicker. So yeah.
Amazing. So we could sit here and have this conversation all day, but sadly we don't have the time. So back to you, Christian.
Thanks, Annabelle. If you would like to appear on a future edition of Roundtable Talks, or have a topic to suggest, don't hesitate to reach out to someone on the new show team. Please don't forget to give us a follow at RNE-TV on Instagram if you like what you see here on the show. I'm Christian Wages. Stay safe, have fun, and remember, it's a great day to be a Cavalier.